What you got? Do I know who's going to win? Yeah, I got the script. I know exactly who's going to win. I just don't want to spoil it for you.
Did the victors take the uniforms and muskets and everything, their food and everything?
Basically, once they captured, oh, you also got to imagine, if you see the young ladies over there, that is actually where the wagon train is. Gates had a 12-mile wagon train. That will be taken by the British. Unfortunately, all the guys driving the wagons saw what was happening, cut the horses away and rode off on them, leaving the wagons behind. And the women are going to get trampled because they just happened to get in the way. It wasn't like Tarleton went out of his way to go slice and dice some women and children. They just happened to be in the way of the horses. He's chasing after the retreating militia. But yes, they would secure everything on the battlefield. The way we would count how victorious we were is how many we call stands of arms. How many muskets did we take? How many cartridge boxes? How many bayonets? How many drums did we take? How many battle colors did we take? They didn't really want a uniform because, well, if they're red, we're blue, and none of those had a lot of uniforms. They wouldn't take that. Did they take our food? Yes. But we didn't have much already to begin with.
Did the British and Americans use the same caliber bullets?
Yes. For the most part, at this time, everyone's using the 75 caliber Brown Bess musket. The only thing that might be different are the militia. They're going to have everything from rifles that range from 44 up to 54. They're going to have trade muskets that range also from about 45 to 55. And there are also shotguns. A few French Charlevilles may be in the ranks with the Continentals, and they're 69 caliber.
Would you categorize Gates as a coward?
No. I don't think he's a proficient tactical commander. Yes, he left the battlefield. The problem was he was caught. He was trying to stop the men, but he got caught in the mob. Now, granted, he did break the land speed record from here to Raleigh on a horseback for men of his age in 3 days. Now, that is impressive. He must be a really good rider. I wouldn't call him a coward, though. I just wouldn't say he was a very proficient battlefield commander. That is why finally George Washington got his desire, and Congress listened to him like, okay, I'm choosing Nathaniel Greene to be the next commander of the Southern Department. And all that's history. Yes. Yep. For the most part, it would be with the Patriot forces. And some did fight for the crown. Total numbers, it's hard to get off because we look at the orderly books. Like I know in our regiment, 2nd South, yes, we actually had 3 black men who were serving in the ranks. Marion, at least half his men were.
Did generals have any methods of keeping like militia calm or like, can't run away?
Encouraging them. Now, sometimes, again, depending on the time of the war, the militia are actually more experienced men than the Continentals because a lot of the militiamen had already served there 3 years. So they joined the Army in 75 and they got out of the Army in 78. So they understand military drill, military discipline. They went home. So they already have a basic understanding of military discipline. They're not like they're just, scared farmers and will run. Now, are they going to stand up to a British charge with bayonet? Probably not. The artillery commander of the 6-pounder, he's looking off in the distance. He's actually be able to see the sparkling. I'm talking about the battle now. I can't take questions. Sorry. The sparkles of the enemy's uniform as they are deploying into their lines. So the artillery commander, he's going to turn to General Gates. Sir, I see the enemy upon the field. Request permission to fire. Gates gives them permission to fire. So when the battle actually begins, we are the one who initiates. Everything, all the artillery used on that battlefield was grape shot because of the range. There's no sense to use solid cannonball. It's not going to go anywhere, not do anything. Because they're so close together, go off with Lewis.
Take care. Give. Fire.
Holy crap!
And it starts with a bang. Yes, folks, that's the beginning of our Battle of Camden. Yeah, this it was. So they start peppering the British with grape shot. There's actually 2 6-pounders, and there were 6 3-pounders on both sides. This is now an artillery duel. The British are already in position, so they're going to start counter battery firing by shooting grape shot in this direction. We know this because we have done archaeology on the actual battlefield, and we can see where the actual cannons were based on all the grape shot we found on the field.
Give. Fire. Go!
Yes, not only can you see her go boom, you can feel her go boom. And that's a blank. Now imagine if that was a live round. Normally for a 6-pounder, when it fires live, it also recoils, going 1 foot straight up in the air and 8.5 feet straight back. Then the gun crew has to push it forward again. So to protect the infantry, a lot of the men would take cover to get behind trees. They'll all kneel down, because all this whistling grape shot, canister shots flying all around them. They don't want to get hit.
Oh, wait.
Give. Fire. Go.
Yeah.
Now you see what we call the fog of war. Can you see the British yet? So that was one of the major issues during the battle. The humidity was so low that the fog of war, all this smoke, was laying about 6 to 8 feet into the air. All you could see was maybe a silhouette in the distance. You couldn't tell what color the uniform was. You're not too sure what's going on. All this smoke is hanging under the trees. And it's just thicker and thicker as everyone starts firing.
Give. Fire. Go.
This is what we call sustained rate of fire. The gunners are just doing a nice steady pace. They're not going too fast because you don't want to burn up all your ammunition. Not to mention, those tubes do get hot.
Give. Fire. Go.
I felt the shock.
So on this side, they're doing the same thing. They're kneeling down, they're staying behind trees. They're also hearing the sounds of that whistling grape shot going in and around them. So this is a shock on both sides. They're trying to get their courage up to go do a battle. Now you're under constant artillery fire. All this grape shot and canister shot is flying all around you. You got to keep your nerve up because you know that you have to stand up and walk towards that in a few seconds.
Give. Fire. Load.
Don't they actually shoot around?
You want to go down there?
Is that the actual sound of the movie?
Sound of it.
Is it gunshot louder?
Give. Fire. Load.
Just Hey!
Are you okay?
Do it again. Do it again. I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it.
So now we're trying to figure out, okay, what is really in front of us? So Gates sends out skirmishers. These are members of the light infantry, also with some of the militia. These are usually riflemen, fleet of foot. They're going to advance and say, okay, how many British are in front of us? Is this just a foraging party? Is it a small party? Are we really facing under General Cornwallis? Now, because they usually operate in small groups, they actually operate spread out, so they're not really close together. So as the artillery is firing at them, a harder target to hit.
Go. Last one.
Sie sie oben. Sechstes.
Get it. Fire. Fire. Search speed.
Yes, Mother Nature even has a say when we get gun.
Do it again. Sponge piece. Safety piece. Wait on it. Stand by.
The actual woods at the time of the battle, the grass was about waist high. So as the skirmishers are advancing, you know, they're kind of concealed behind, of course, all the smoke from the artillery. They're moving in between the trees. They're staying low to the grass. They're moving up until they find the British. And the British do what they do best. Well, if they're militia, charge them with a bayonet. And then, of course, as they're falling back, they run into their militia group, and the militia group does not want to fight either. Now, this is a good distance from what, compared to what you see here. There was a big difference in the amount of space between